In a village where honor was everything, one mistake could turn a young girl's life upside down. Omar never thought a simple promise would lead to whispers, shame, and an unexpected journey of love and resilience. In the heart of Amulu, a small Igbo village surrounded by lush green hills and rivers, life moved peacefully. Everyone knew everyone. The women sang as they carried pots of water on their heads. The men tilled the soil, and children played under the mango trees. The market buzzed every 5 days, with traders selling yams, plantains, and smoked fish. Oma was one of the most admired girls in Amulu. At 16, she was tall and graceful, with smooth dark skin and bright eyes that seemed to dance with laughter. She lived with her parents, Papa and Mama Oma, in a small mud house with a thatched roof. They were farmers who grew cassava and cocoyam to sell in the market. Despite her beauty, Oma was known for her hard work. She helped her mother cook, clean, and sell vegetables in the market. But her favorite chore was going to the river to fetch water with her friends. The riverbank was where stories were told, songs were sung, and secrets were shared. One of Omar's childhood friends was Chijioke, an 18-year-old boy with strong arms and a mischievous smile. Chijioke was a hunter's son and was often seen climbing palm trees or chasing wild animals in the forest. He was daring and adventurous, qualities that made him popular among his peers. Over time, Chijioke began to see Omar differently. She was no longer just the girl he played hide and seek with as a child. Now, he admired her beauty and her kind heart. Whenever he saw her at the river, his heart beat faster. One sunny afternoon, as Omar filled her clay pots with water, Chijioke appeared behind her. "Omar, can I carry your pot for you?" he asked, smiling. Omar laughed. "You want to carry my pot? Are your hands not tired from climbing trees?" she teased. Chijioke laughed too, but insisted on helping her. As they walked back to the village, he told her funny stories about his hunting trips. Omar enjoyed his company and found herself looking forward to seeing him again. Days turned into weeks, and Chijioke began visiting Omar's home under the pretense of buying vegetables. He would sit and chat with her while Mama Oma watched him suspiciously. "That boy talks too much," Mama Oma said one evening. "Don't let him distract you from your duties." One evening during the Moonlight Festival, the village was alive with music and dancing. The young boys beat drums while the girls sang and clapped. Chijioke found Omar sitting under a tree away from the crowd. "Why are you sitting here alone?" he asked. "I like the quiet," Omar replied, looking up at the stars. Chijioke sat beside her. "Omar, I have something to tell you," he said nervously. I like you." Omar's heart skipped a beat. She didn't know what to say. From that night, their friendship grew into something more. They began meeting secretly by the river and in the forest. Omar knew her parents would disapprove, but she couldn't help how she felt. Chijioke made her laugh, and she felt safe with him. But one evening, as they sat by the river, things went too far. Chijioke promised to marry her one day and swore he would always be by her side. Omar believed him, but she didn't fully understand the consequences of their actions. Weeks later, Omar began to feel different. She was tired all the time and felt nauseous in the mornings. She noticed her clothes were getting tighter around her stomach. Fear crept into her heart. One morning, as Omar helped her mother pound yam, she felt dizzy and nearly fainted. "Are you sick?" Mama Omar asked, looking concerned. "No, Mama," Omar lied, but deep down, she knew something was wrong. Omar confided in her closest friend, Nena. "I think I'm pregnant," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Nena gasped. "Does Chijioke know?" she asked. Omar shook her head. "I'm too scared to tell him." That evening, Omar met Chijioke in the forest. "I need to talk to you," she said, her voice trembling. "I think I'm pregnant." Chijioke stared at her in shock. "Pregnant? Are you sure?" Omar nodded, tears in her eyes. Chijioke paced back and forth, his hands on his head. "What are we going to do?" he asked. "I don't know," Omar replied, "but I can't hide it for long." As the days passed, Omar's condition became obvious. Her mother was the first to notice. "Omar, what is this I am seeing?" Mama Omar asked one morning, pointing at her daughter's growing belly. "Who is responsible for this?" Omar burst into tears and confessed everything. When Papa Omar found out, He was furious. "You have brought shame to this family," he shouted. "Chijioke must answer for this." The next morning, Papa Omar stormed to Chijioke's house. "Your son has ruined my daughter's life," he yelled at Chijioke's father, who was sitting outside carving wood. Chijioke's father, a proud hunter, called his son out. "Chijioke, is it true?" he asked. Chijioke nodded, unable to meet his father's eyes. "I didn't mean for this to happen," he said. The matter was taken to the village elders. They sat under the big Iroko tree, their faces serious. Inze Okafor, the oldest elder, spoke first. "This is a grave issue," he said. "Chijioke, you must take responsibility." Chijioke's father pleaded with the elders. "We are poor and cannot afford the bride price," he said. The elders discussed for hours before reaching a decision. It was agreed that Chijioke's family would farm for Omar's family as compensation. Chijioke was also required to marry Omar. Even though she felt unsure about the arrangement, the villagers gossiped about the scandal for weeks. Omar felt ashamed and avoided going to the market. She spent most of her time at home, helping her mother and preparing for the baby. On a stormy night, Omar went into labor. The midwife was called, and Mama Omar stayed by her side. After hours of pain, a baby boy was born. Omar named him Ifeanyi, meaning nothing is impossible. When the villagers saw Ifeanyi, their anger melted away. "He is such a beautiful child," they said. Omar felt proud, but she knew her challenges were far from over. Chijioke tried to prove himself as a father. He worked hard on Omar's family farm and built a small hut for her and the baby. Slowly, he earned her trust again. Over time, Omar and Chijioke grew closer. They learned to support each other and raise Ifeanyi together. Though their marriage was not what they had planned, they found joy in their son. As Ifeanyi grew older, he became the pride of the village. He was smart, kind, and loved helping others. Omar often told him, "You are my greatest blessing." Years later, as Omar watched Ifeanyi climb a mango tree, she turned to Chijioke and said,
"Our journey was hard, but it was worth it."
Chijioke smiled and nodded.
Yes, it was.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, turn notifications so you don't miss the next story.